What's up everybody, welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andy and today I'm gonna be doing an update on SOFI stock.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed, born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
And in today's video, first of all, I will show you where we are on a price chart and how we get there. Then I will continue with the fundamental news and I will show you what news might affect the price of SOFI in upcoming days and weeks. I will also show you what did Anthony Noto say about his company. And at the end of this video, I will share my thoughts and my technical analysis. And I will show you what should we expect next. So let's start with the price chart. I made my previous video right here at this point, and I've told you that because of this structure to the upside, that in my opinion is a completed 5 waves to the upside, we have to see the retracement to the downside that usually should have a shape of simple zigzag. And probably we are forming this shape, and on my previous video at this very point I've told you that it is very risky to enter any position on this at this spot, because most likely we will hit lower price targets, but nothing was set in stone, and the downside potential and the upside potential was quite equal, and that is why this point was pure gambling, and I've suggested to you not to enter any position at all. And for now we are forming the next leg to the downside. So far we are at this spot, but in my opinion we might see lower price targets, and in my technical analysis I will show you what should we expect next. But for now let me remind you that I caught a lot of movements of this asset, and from this point to this range of resistance we caught this movement to the upside that brought us about 38% of potential profit. And as far as I remember, I completely missed this movement to the upside, and it is totally okay, because no one can take all the profits from the market. And let's continue with the fundamental news. What was the reason of its movement to the downside? And let me show you this article, and it was published on Investor Place just 2 days ago, and it says 3 reasons why the student loan decision didn't lift SOFI stock and why that's okay. And the key bullets are following. Stock fell despite a favorable ruling from the US Supreme Court. This is fine because a lower SOFI Technologies share price is good for prospective buyers. Investors should continue to wait patiently for SOFI stock to pull back to $6 mark. And let me quote you these several paragraphs. It's probably not every day that a decision from the Supreme Court of the United States affects your investment decisions. However, the Supreme Court's recent ruling on student loan repayments is certainly relevant to SOFI Technologies stock. It might seem counterintuitive that the SOFI Technologies share price declined despite an ostensibly favorable SCOTUS ruling. Still, when we look at the factors involved, we can understand the market's response and then make an informed decision as financial traders. Not long ago, I recommended waiting for SOFI stock to pull back to $6 before considering a long position. Today, I'm standing by that strategy in light of a major High Court decision. And I have to say that I agree with this person, or with the author of this article, and I was anticipating that despite of good news from the Supreme Court, we have to see the pullback on SOFI price action, and it is happening right now. Let me show you on top of the previous information the list of institutional investors. And as you can see right here, we have mixed filings. Some companies reduced its position, and I have to say that some of them reduced it drastically. Some of them completely closed their position, and some of them opened new ones. And keep in mind that these dates are not the execution dates of these deals. The real deals was made at least 45 days prior of this date, and this means we can see just the sentiment of the market with the delay of about 1.5 months. And the sentiment is quite neutral. I have to say that you cannot clearly see the behavior of the institutional, of the so-called smart money. And that is why we have to be cautious, and it is a pure sign that we are in consolidation phase. And let me show you some interesting details that you can find on SOFI official Twitter account or on Anthony Noto's official Twitter account, and Anthony Noto is the CEO of this company. And on July the 5th, Anthony retweeted the tweet of Ron Shelvin, and the original tweet is following. The checking account war is over, and the fintechs have won. Digital banks and fintechs led by Chime and PayPal accounted for nearly half of all new checking accounts opened so far in 2023. And here is the link to the article on Forbes. And Anthony wrote, new data from Cornerstone Advisors shows SOFI's market share of new account openings quadrupled in the first half of 2023, outpacing some of the industry's largest incumbents. This study declares digital banks and fintechs the winners of the checking account war, capturing 47% of all new checking accounts opened in the first 6 months of this year. Not to mention, young consumers are leading a broader shift away from mega banks to digital banks and fintechs as they seek out primary checking accounts providers. Proud of Team SOFI. Read more in this article of Forbes. And yes, it is another sign that SOFI has a very strong fundamentals, and we have to see an update of their fundamentals in just several weeks, and in a minute I will show you what I'm talking about. But let me show you another tweet that was made by SOFI, and on July the 5th they wrote, you asked, we listened, get ready for new SOFI Invest that's revamped from head to toe. One might even say it's getting a makeover. Watch our video for a sneak peek into how the new DIX can help you analyze and manage your portfolio. Learn more on this link. And yes, they are expanding, they are adding more functionality to their mobile app. And definitely it is very important for them because in this case, their customer acquisition cost becomes lower and lower, because once you can add a customer to your customer list, definitely the next day probably he or she will add more value to your company, because he or she will use more services of one app. And definitely it is a very, very strong fundamental competitive advantage. So, and let's continue with the technical analysis, but before we dive deeper right here, please subscribe to my channel, hit notification bell and hit the like button. This helps me a lot. So guys, I still stand on my position that we have to see a lower price targets, because we broke the 0.382 Fibonacci retracement level at the price point of roughly $8.05 for the second time. Let me remove the tools. We broke it for the first time right here, and then we broke it for the second time. And this movement to the downside, as you can see, it doesn't have 5 waves. And let me remind you that C wave should have a shape of 5-wave structure strictly. And from its highest point, from this point, as you can see, we have only 1, 2, 3, 4. And I have to say that it is not the best structure even on this scale. That is why I think we should see lower price targets. And the levels where we might land are still the same. If I pull the Fibonacci retracement tool from its bottom to its top, because we completed all 5 waves, and this means it is only one wave on a greater scale, we are forming the first retracement wave, and we might land at $7.37 mark. It is 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level, and the golden pocket range, the range in between 6.5 and $6.68. And statistically, it is the most probable range of trend reversal, and potentially from this point we might see the next leg to the upside. To find the confluence levels, we can pull the Fibonacci extension tool from its swing high to swing low and to the top of this retracement, and with the assumption that the ratio in between A wave and C wave usually has to be at 1:1. We also have this range of $6.84 as the potential range of trend reversal. This means this level, this range from 6.5 all the way up to 6.84 might be the accumulation point, and later on, I think in a matter of next several days, I will do another update and we will see what is the next potential outcome. So I think that's all information that I want to provide you. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel with notification bell. And see you guys and girls next time. Bye!
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life.